So that makes sense why it's not so grand in real life.
Not so grand.
It's not the Grand Canyon for some people. It's more like the Micro Canyon.
Oh, please don't be like that.
Okay. Well, that's just a point of view that I've heard as well, So it's like you go there for a second and you look out and you're like, wow. All right, let's go. So it's basically...
the pee break.
Yes, it's basically... This is episode 40, talking about USA top 5 go-to places, Taiwanese version. What's up, everybody? This is Eric here, one of the hosts on Taiwanica podcast, and I am here to proudly introduce the one and only Anita. How's it going, Anita?
How's it going, everybody? My name is Anita. I feel great today.
Oh, you feel great?
I feel great today.
And why is that?
Because this is our first time doing video.
Ah, yes. So
it's a big deal.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It is a big deal.
Yeah.
If you are here listening to us on our podcast, you can also find a video version of this, less edited, on YouTube. You can find us at Taiwanica Podcast. Very easy to find and very funny to look at. Okay. We also have one more announcement that we'd like to make before we dive on into all the cool places in the USA that we want to tell you about. And that is, it's Taiwanica's 1-year-old birthday. Anita's clapping. It's wonderful. Yes.
Wow. It's even older than our son.
It's older than our son. That's right.
Oh my
For
God.
you that don't know, we have a son. He's 8 months old. Taiwanica is 1 year old. Technically our first baby.
Oh.
Yes. It's grown up so fast. 40 episodes in 1 year. Talk about a life-changing experience. What do you think, Anita?
Yeah, it's definitely a life-changing experience. I remember when we were doing the first episode, we were like, should we do this? Was there anybody wanted to listen to us? You know, sort of things like that until like so many followers, they were like, when are you going to publish another episode? And then more and more people started following us.
But we're very grateful for everyone who's listening and all of our new fans. And you, if you are first coming to Taiwanica, we are very grateful to have you listen. And so for all of you out there listening, we have one request. Make sure to share our podcast with as many people as you can. We want to share this love and information to as many people, foreigners and Taiwanese alike, as possible. So we hope you can do that. Thank you so much. So now, shall we dive on in?
Sure.
All right, here we go. So today, if you haven't been listening to the last 2 episodes, so you know, we just did a series of episodes about Taiwan and the top 5 must-go-to places from Eric's point of view and Anita's point of view. Now the tables have turned. It's time to talk about the USA from our points of view. This time, Anita's going to start us off with the foreigner's point of view of what she expected.
I'm the foreigner now.
You are.
All right.
You're the 外国人. Yeah, baby.
Here we go.
Sweet justice. Okay. So definitely tell us, Anita, what are your top 5 go-to places in the USA?
Okay, so Taiwanese people knows that America is really big.
That's right.
Very big. And then most of those places we learn from movies.
Sure. Yeah. Like the most famous movies are in these most famous places.
Yeah, really, just like in Taiwan, it's filmed in Taipei 101.
Right. If you don't know
Night market.
Taipei, and you don't know Taiwan, basically. Right.
Yes. So, my number 5 is Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon?
Yes.
Oh, that's actually pretty surprising for
Really?
number 5. Yeah.
It's a good surprise or...
Oh, a good one. We're going to go good surprise. Thumbs up on that. Yes, I absolutely did not think that you would say that.
What is that movie? Mission Impossible? You know, Tom Cruise. There was a famous scene of Tom Cruise rock climbing without any secure equipment whatsoever, just, bare hand climbing.
Yeah.
That's where I know Grand Canyon. Even my father knows about Grand Canyon because of that movie.
So that's how it got exposed to the Taiwanese.
Yeah, a lot of people just think about America, just like, you must go to Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's like one of those go-to natural spots that Americans also think you have to go at least once sort of place.
You also agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I haven't been there yet, though.
Are you from here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Shame to my country. I'm sorry. For all the other Americans listening, I hope you've been there. You're not getting this judgment look. So, have you been to Grand Canyon?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I see.
I'm wanting to go see, but this is from my friends. A lot of my friends, they say, it's never disappointment. Because based on the movie or when we see from Hollywood movie, it feels like it's so great and magnificent. But when they go there, it just seems it's smaller than they pictured it.
Oh, I see. So when you see the pictures and when you see the movies,
Yeah.
they kind of make it this grand scale.
Yeah.
But when you're actually there, it's not that big.
And they also mentioned like you can only there was a lot of places like Grand Canyon itself is really big, but there are only certain places you can go to. They are open for
the
public.
public.
Yeah, so
That makes
I think
sense.
that's one of the many reasons.
Absolutely. That makes sense because, it is a very fragile natural area. So
see.
if people were to go and like party around or go run around and stuff, it probably would break the stone and the carvings of it. So that makes sense why it's not so grand in real life.
Not
Yeah.
so grand.
It's not the Grand Canyon for some people. It's more like the Micro Canyon.
Oh, please
Okay.
don't be like that.
Okay. Well, that's just a point of view that I've heard as well, So it's like you go there for a second and you look out and you're like, wow. All right, let's go. So it's
The
basically
pee break.
Yes, it's basically the pee break, the pit stop. Yeah, exactly. You got it. So that's definitely one of those places that you have to see for a second.
So I quite understand from a foreigner point of view, just like Taipei 101. It's like, you must go there. And then because it's the tallest building in Taiwan,
Yeah.
when you go there, you're just like, wow, okay, shopping. Or like just like Grand Canyon, it's like a landmark you must see and then say that you've done that.
Yep.
And keep moving on to your journey.
Yes, it's kind of like one of those things off your bucket list. That's exactly what it's like. You're right. And it's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around it. So there's not like any shopping malls or any like photo scenic areas that you can kind of explore after that. You go there for that. And then you got to drive really far away to go somewhere else. It's one of those things that if you really want to go. That's why it's a must go.
I was kind of expecting something else.
You got it.
But all right. But actually, it's one of my bucket lists, though. The place I wanted to go see.
Is that right, all?
Yeah. Is that your bucket list too?
Of course. I mean, it's on the west side of the United States.
I see.
So for me personally, because I'm from this side, I would say yes. It's definitely one of those places that's like you have to go. But on the east side, I think there are other places that are more famous that you have to go see that one time. For example, Niagara Falls in New York. That connects Canada and New York together. That's like their baby, these Niagara Falls, okay? And so they share. And this place is super landmarky, iconic-y. You go there once and you're just like, wow, photo-worthy. You get really wet and it's a waterfall.
Cool it down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the East Coast one, and the West Coast is the Grand Canyon.
So would you say, because in Taiwan we are very small, so we basically see it as one unit, just Taiwan. So would you say in America you will separate like must go in the east and in the west?
That's a really good question, and I would say that you could technically do that. You could definitely cut us in half. You could even cut us in thirds and like put the South as its own thing as well, west, east, and south. The United States has a lot of great places in every part of the north, south, east, and west, but for us personally, the West Coast, we usually take pride in being separated with our own landmarks, just like the East Coast does. There's even a phrase called the West Coast is the best coast, but central places, there's also wonderful landmarks that you could see.
Of course, definitely. I mean, that's the same concept. I'm from Taichung, so everybody would say like Taichung's the best city to live. We're just very proud of where we're from. That's it, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best sun,
Yeah,
best weather.
Yay. Best shopping mall. All right. Let's moving on, shall we?
Let's go. Number 4.
Las Vegas. Again, movies. Like, lots and lots and lots of movies, like those cool, especially like cool hero movie, like James Bond or any kind of cool people, like Ocean 7. They always, cool things always happen in Las Vegas. And when we picturing Las Vegas, it'd be like all the girls are just wearing, very sexy clothes, and men will be like James Bond, very
Everywhere.
cool, That's how we picture Las Vegas. And again, whenever you mention about America, people say, you must go visit Las Vegas.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is very new to me because I know that there's a lot of famous things in Las Vegas. Like we have what's called a shotgun wedding, and that's basically you go get married with somebody immediately because in Las Vegas that's a famous thing that you can do. You can go into these little...
Famous thing.
Oh, it is. It's really famous. So if you want to, completely disobey your parents And you say, but I love him. And then they all drive to Las Vegas and go to a random chapel where there's some drunk minister who's dressed like Elvis or Yoda. Take your pick. They have them all. And basically, you could just say, do you wish to have?
Will they talk like Yoda?
They will if you go to that one. Yeah, or Elvis. They say, do you? I don't know how Elvis talks, but basically, they will do the whole entire proposal and get legally married in Las Vegas. But anyway, so what about you? So you just, because of Ocean 7 and James Bond, that you want to go there?
It's like I said, I don't really want to go there, but it's like must see, must go, must do in Las Vegas. If someone says, "Oh, I visited Las Vegas," I was like, "Oh my God, really? Does it really look like the movie?" People are very curious about that.
So, what is something that a Taiwanese would usually expect to do in Las Vegas? Casino. Okay. Gotcha. Your instant response.
No, like keywords: Las Vegas, casino, free drinks,
Gamble.
James Bond, slot machine,
and maybe some pools. And parties.
Yeah, definitely like parties or drinking involved.
Yeah.
And bachelor party.
Well, that makes sense. Well, it's very good. For Americans, that's a place that people go to, especially younger people go to party. And if you are higher class and you got some extra cash to blow, you'll go to Las Vegas with your best pals or best lady friends and have a crazy weekend. Basically spending tons of money, just doing whatever you want. Because Las Vegas, there are no rules. You can do whatever you want. That's not really true. There are a lot of rules, but that's the image that they like to express. It's like basically you can be as bad as you want here.
But just single there.
Yeah, and it's like a cowboy town. Hey everybody, we hope you're enjoying today's episode. Thank you so much for being here. It's people like you who are helping us grow into a bigger and greater podcast. And we are offering you a great opportunity that is exclusive only here on Taiwanica. And that is our sub-channel, buymeacoffee.com/Taiwanica. Over there, we have special content that is only available to you with a small donation. This donation helps us move forward, and you will be able to have all the exclusive access to this special content that is nowhere else. So we hope you can come join us there, and we can't wait for you to check it out. Thank you so much. All right, so let's dive into number 3.
Good job, Eric.
Yeah.
It's definitely Disney World.
Okay, this I can agree with.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to go to Disney World?
I mean, maybe because I've never been to any sort of Disney-related park or anything. I don't know what to expect.
Oh.
Just everybody say that there'll be like parade and princesses. They will go like saying hello to you or things like that. That's
Sure.
the only thing I have my impression on Disney Worlds.
What about other Taiwanese people that you talk to and explain this to?
It was so much fun!
Okay. What was so much fun about it? Tell me.
There's so many different places, like facility that you can try, like roller coasters or theme parks, and take tons of photos and gift shops and buy everything from Disney.
You can have a
movie.
Mickey Mouse hat. You can have a Mickey Mouse shirt. You can have a Mickey Mouse
everything.
underwear. You can have Mickey Mouse anything.
Yeah, or right now it's just not Mickey Mouse. It's all the princesses or the prince or everything that you can imagine is from Disney.
The Disney World
And
is
you
your
can buy.
oyster. Deep. I like that. I like that a lot.
Which part?
Excellent.
Deep.
Let's go on to the next part here. So, Disney World is very different from Disneyland.
Yeah, that's another question from a Taiwanese person. What's the difference between Disney World and Disneyland?
Okay, so the biggest difference is that Disneyland is just one amusement park. There's just the one, and it was developed first. This was actually the first amusement park, and that's kind of like why all of the other countries also have Disneylands and don't have Disney Worlds. It's because they exemplify the iconic original, which is Disneyland. And basically there is just a bunch of rides, food, Mickey Mouses everywhere. That means other characters. But on the other hand, with Disney World, it's been further developed. So, they don't put all the characters in one amusement park. They separate them based on their themes. So to give you an example, there's one called Animal Kingdom. Okay, so Animal Kingdom is about jungle. It's about heroes of the jungle or animals. So, for example, Lion King going to be there. Okay, Tarzan is going to be there. Okay, these kind of characters. And then there's another place called Epcot. Epcot is kind of like the original Disney. Okay, so that means everything from the beginning of it, Disney's there. So Goofy's there, Mickey Mouse is there, Donald Duck is there, so
cute.
you got all of these things that are happening, and also all the international interpretations of these characters are there. So like a Russian Donald Duck,
Really?
or
They
a
speak Russian.
well, they're dressing Russian fashion, so they fit the theme of that location. So there's like a Norwegian one. There's every country that you can think of that's iconic, and so yeah, it's a really cool place. And there's, I think, in total 4 or 5 different lands that you can go to within Disney World. And so basically, you can go to each of these for each day and spend a whole entire week going to all the different Disney World places.
Sounds so much fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Oh
I
my
went there
God.
when I was 13 and it was an unforgettable experience. So definitely approve this. As an American, there's no joke about it. You should definitely go to Disney World at least once to experience all the thrill that they have there.
So now that you mentioned it, in Japan, in Hong Kong, in where else?
Other places.
So the thing they have is Disneyland. It's not World.
Correct. And they have their own themes, right? So Disney in Japan is actually called Disney Sea. Okay, and so it's like a sea world where they have aquatic things and Disney combined. So they kind of took the general idea of Disneyland and then made their own twist. And I'm pretty sure the same thing
Interesting.
happened in Hong Kong. But yeah, basically each place has their own special style.
So only America has Disney World?
That's correct.
And where is it?
In Florida.
Oh, I see.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, and Disneyland is in California, just so you know.
Alrighty then. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. That's very insightful.
Oh, sure.
None
Yeah, so let's dive into number 2.
I don't even know if this place is like the place you can go visit. We saw that so many times from movies. It's Hollywood. The Hollywood sign, that's the only thing we know about Hollywood. And all the movies are from this place. There's Hollywood giant sign on the mountain. And we also know about like lots of Hollywood movies from Hollywood.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, that's kind of like the movie making hub. The center of all movie making is Hollywood.
But other than that, we don't have, me personally, I don't really have much of information and understanding of this place.
Sure. So, well, Hollywood is basic production center, okay? It's designed for people to go there and make movies or become actors and try to create a lifestyle based on this enterprise of movie making or TV shows. So, for example, like some of the TV shows that are very famous are also made in Hollywood, even though they're like stationed to be in different parts of the world, you know, like maybe in New York or in Colorado or, you know, even other countries, they still technically are all made inside of Hollywood. So even some people say there's a conspiracy theory that the moon landing, actually going to the moon, was a Hollywood scandal. You know, if you want to go there and you want to have a chance of seeing actors, you know, in daily life, like going shopping or walking around, I mean, they have to live near there if they're going to be producing a movie, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people have houses in a very famous street, and there's a lot of songs after the street called Beverly Hills. And so a lot of people who are famous live there. And so if you go running over there, one day you might bump into, I don't know, Will Smith. So
Cool.
this is one of the main reasons why Hollywood is so famous, is that not only is it the production, it's also the location for most of the famous people. And so we have like the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I know about Walk of Fame, that if you got really famous enough, you will put your name on the star on the ground and people can take pictures. And very recently, I just learned about this place. It's actually in Hollywood.
Oh, really? And so is this kind of like a general Taiwanese point of view of Hollywood?
Probably, yeah. We just know Hollywood is the place to make all the movies.
So to answer that question, it's definitely a place that you could technically walk up to the sign. Yeah. But I don't think there's an actual path for you to go there directly to touch the sign, you know, so you don't actually see that. Yeah, sorry. There's probably a path that walks near it, but not to it.
Because there are some movies, you know, they can sit in between the letters or things like that.
Yeah.
It'll be super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you will probably share more information on that, if you are interested in actually, if you're in the United States and you actually want to go do that path, we'll leave it in the description down below to share that with you.
That's great.
Okay, so, well, I guess we're going to dive on into the final, exciting number 1.
New York City!
Oh, wow. Some power behind that. Some passion.
I mean, what else can we, whenever think about America, New York, Times Square, bagel, pizza, bagel, coffee. Literally, like New York is definitely the first thing.
Well, sure. I mean, when I was young as a kid, I honestly thought New York City was the capital of the United States.
Yeah, that's what I thought until you told me. Why is it such a big deal about like New York City? Everybody's talking about this place,
right?
And all the TV shows, Friends, Joey. What's so special about New York City then?
Well, I mean, New York City is an iconic state or city and state. It's just got this, all the things international and growing and business. All of the biggest things about United States are there. Like, we even have the stock centers there, and all of our famous baseball teams are there. The Yankees. And so there's a lot of things about New York that just makes it stick out, and it's a thriving city that is never going to stop thriving because it just always has more and more people moving there, and not just Americans, but international people. It has literally every person from the world in that city. So it's probably one of the most international cities in the entire world. And so that's one of the main reasons why everyone loves New York so much, because you can literally eat any kind of food there. You can meet anyone from any country there. You can speak any language there. It's literally the future, right?
Yeah, and for us as like foreigners, we think New York City represent, some kind of like, if you say you live in New York City, we will automatically think you are living in the very high class, like kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, sure.
Like you are in the very front of everybody else. Like you are, just like in Taiwan, everybody think people from Taipei or who lives in Taipei is like different.
It kind of has this prestige behind the name, right? So if you're from there, you automatically think, oh dang, that feeling that they are somehow a higher class than you.
Yeah,
it's very true, and you're absolutely not wrong about that. And so it's kind of the same thing with countries too, right? So if you say that you're from France, it's like, oh,
no.
Wow. Oh, yes, exactly. To all you French people out there.
Love you.
Yes, but yeah, so the whole impression that it has, it lingers, and it's been the same ever since the United States has become a country. It's just that one of those iconic places that you have to go to at least once. And try the food, especially the hot dogs, yep, or the bagels, like Anita mentioned, and all the other things. The pizza. Oh gosh, it's just incredible. I've only been to New York once. I was there for 12 hours.
What were you doing there?
So my mom wanted to take me there. She was living in D.C. at the time. And she said, Eric, let's go to New York. I was like, well, okay, I've never been there, so let's go. And so the thing I did as soon as I got off the bus from D.C. to New York was bought a hot dog. And it was the best hot dog I ever had.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It was amazing. It was just delicious. I don't know what it was. But I was just like, wow.
Real dogs, probably.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, we're not advertising eating dogs, but yes.
No, just kidding. And also, another iconic landmark is Statue of Liberty. I think that's also one of the reasons why New York City is like so popular, the thing you must see, which is the Statue of Liberty.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those places that you have to see at least once. Yeah. And the good thing about New York is that you can almost see it from, if you're high enough, you can see it from a lot of different places. So, and another great place to go to is the Empire State Building.
Empire State Building.
Yeah. There's a Starbucks on the first floor.
Oh my God.
It's
like, it's totally like New York stuff. I got a Starbucks. Yeah, also we also think Starbucks is from New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense when you look at the picture. It looks like Statue of Liberty.
We thought it was from, when you go to, this is how we, this is our fantasy whenever like we got a chance to go to New York City we're going to get a Starbucks.
Oh.
We're going to get a Starbucks with New York bagel. And we're just walking everywhere. The two, like, Times Square. The true New Yorker, they won't be proud of
Right.
being New York.
New Yorkers don't care.
Yeah.
You know, if you're walking on the street and you bump into each other, they won't even notice.
Yeah.
Yes, they won't even notice you. You know, unlike where we live, where, you know, if you bump into somebody, not only do they say sorry, they give you a hug. Okay.
They kiss, they kiss the place they bump into.
They kiss the place and they, you know, they pray at it and they make sure that they never do a thing like that again. You know, so very different from the West and the East. Just so you know.
That's not true.
And what we said was partially true. You should Google it. Okay.
Anyways, we gotta have Starbucks and New York bagel. We're just walking around, you know, to like this just fancy places and pretend that we don't care about anything. Like,
Absolutely.
You know, like, this is how I dream about. If I got a chance to go to New York, this is how I'm gonna do.
All right. Whenever we go to New York, we'll make
Just
sure to
leave me alone.
take a picture and put it on Taiwanica Instagram for you all to see of Anita smashing a bagel and chugging a Starbucks coffee while looking elegant at the same time. I don't know how she's going to do it, but we'll find out.
And one more funny thing is we have to put inside. We always think New Yorker never finish their bagels. So from those TV shows, they're always so busy, like from the TV show like lawyers or businessmen who was super busy. They only have 10 minutes to go grab something, like quick buy for their lunch break. So they'll go downstairs to the food truck, you know, either order a hot dog bun or bagel, whatever they were just eating, and then someone can talk to them about business, and they're just, oh, dang it, and then they just store away their hamburgers and bagels.
If you ever seen the TV show Suits, that's exactly what she's exemplifying right now.
Yeah, it's just like they never finish their meal. They're just too busy. They're just too cool for those kind of things. They never finish them.
Great stuff, great stuff.
That's what I'm gonna do by the way.
All right, you do that. I will make sure to eat the rest of your bagel. All right. Well, definitely a very interesting point of view. You know, most of them were pretty spot on from locals' point of view. I'm very impressed by the way that you thought about it, because when we're young, locals think a lot the same way. And so, no, thank you very much for sharing. I think it was very enlightening, and a lot of our listeners should definitely learn a lot from it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's very fun to share. And then, you know, which got me more excited is the episode is coming next, because we're gonna hear about the local point of view, like what is the true places that we can go visit. Except for my list, you know, my list is like super common. Whenever you mention about this, we know it's from America. I'm really, really excited about your list.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll definitely give you some surprises, and maybe one that was pretty expected. But, you know, nonetheless, I'm sure you're going to enjoy every single one. They're very interesting. So definitely tune in to that next episode when it comes out. It's going to be a blast.
A blast.
A blast. All right. Well, Anita, I guess we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Yes. Oh, and so everyone else who's still here, thank you so much for listening. We are very happy to have you follow us for our very first video episode. If you are okay with this, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share with it to as many people as you think would enjoy it too. We are a growing podcast who are really trying to connect with as many people as possible. Yes. So thank you again, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.